What has been your biggest challenge for you in your career so far?
Probably just trying to push an original band. I mean, like, it was hard to get into Classic Albums Live, and it's not easy to get gigs around town and stuff, but the hardest thing really, I think, is just trying to write music and make a logo and make t-shirts and get somewhere with your band, because there's 50,000 other bands that are doing the same thing you're doing, and a lot of them have had a head start and they're already at a bigger position, and it can be intimidating because, like, sometimes you're thinking like you're just one of those 50,000 bands, so sometimes it's hard, but that's definitely the most challenging thing, is trying to push your original stuff.
So what do you feel sets you apart from all the other 50,000 musicians?
I mean, there's a lot of awesome bands like that are not even, like, there's some that are even like not huge but are still in a better off position, and they're still not where they'd like to be, and I like some of those bands, you know. And I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a matter of like setting apart, it's just I think there's certain bands that are like being in a band just because like they're in a band and they look cool and they like want to, it's just like the lifestyle kind of thing, or just the image, I guess. And then like they have music, like I'm drawn to bands that feel like they're trying to push themselves and trying to do something different and unique. And I feel like there's a lot of bands that go for a certain sound and they're like, no, this is what we're gonna do, like this is all we're gonna do. And I'm not really, like, some bands are great at that, but I'm more drawn to bands that are trying to push themselves and push boundaries and things like that. And I guess the only thing I could really say about myself and my music and the band is that we're we don't really have any songs that are just kind of like a fluff song, like just kind of like, oh, well, we just wrote this one for nothing, you know. Like, every song, some of them mean more than others, but every song means something, you know. So, and I feel like I usually try to put a good amount of like lyrical value into everything, so like nothing's ever just kind of like thrown out there for the hell of it, usually. So.
You guys are tight as a band?
Yeah, right now we've gone through a couple different lineup changes, and it's just a matter of like making it work out for the band, and other people have different things that they'd like to pursue, and so, you know, like I do this on the side, and everyone has their own jobs on the side and things like that, so it's really just a matter of, for me, like doing whatever has to be done to keep the band progressing, and so, you know, we just kind of work around whatever we need to and make it work. So.
What other hobbies do you have or like to do in your spare time?
I ride my bike a lot, I swim a lot, and I practice a lot. I mean, like, that is my hobby, really. And I play video games, like not all the time, but sometimes, like when you play guitar for like 4 or 5 days in a row, you need to like just do something else mentally. Yeah. So that's when I'll like hop on a video game and shoot people or something, just because it's something you can't do in real life. Yeah. This is Mr. Joe Clements, the bass player.
Hi. Yeah. So with the bike riding and the swimming and everything, would you say that you're a fitness enthusiast?
I mean, for me, it's like the best way I could explain it, and the way I think about it to myself, is that like when your guitar starts to sound bad or like out of tune, you can just change your strings and it's going to help and it's going to be better. Yeah. But if you're starting to feel, this is Rob Phillips walking in the room right now.
Hello.
Yeah. If you're like vocally starting to feel a little hoarse or worked, then you can't like change your strings for your voice like you could for a guitar, you know. So like that's when for me, it's just a confidence thing. Like, and now whether or not I was singing or playing music, I would still, it's hard to stop once you start. So for me, it's just a great way to wake up and be ready for whatever's going to come at you that day. And especially vocally, that's the main reason, because like after swimming, you take deeper breaths and you start to just feel more confident. And for me, like, I try to do as much as I can to just feel confident. So.
Do you do any community work?
Not really. I'm not really sure, because I'm trying to think of what could be qualified as community work.
Something that you don't get paid for, but you do out of the kindness of your heart.
That's a good definition. I mean, we've done benefits and fundraiser stuff where we'll go and set up and play, and, you know, all the proceeds go to whatever the thing is. We've done stuff for like homeless people and for like people in need and all that kind of stuff. We do it whenever it comes up, but I don't actively go out and pursue it as much as I should, I guess, because a lot of times after playing all week or playing for days in a row, sometimes you just get not only physically tired but kind of mentally tired, and on my days off, I don't really do too much.
Yeah, definitely. So. Do you have any regrets with where your music career has gone?
I don't think so. I mean, I think I like to feel that I've done all the right things as far as making decisions to progress myself. And I guess one of the only things I could say is I wish we spent a little more time on the CD that we have, but that's not even a musical progression thing, that's just the CD. But myself and my roommate that helps us out a lot, put in money for our CD, and my dad and a couple other people, like friends of ours, put in, but we couldn't get the entire band to put money in. Like, not everybody was contributing the same amount, and that kind of sucked. And so at one point, we wanted to keep working on it, but it gets a little expensive, and at one point you're like, well, we just gotta put it out. And I feel like it could be much better, but I think I'm gonna always feel that way no matter how much time I spend on it. But that's one thing that I wish we could go back and change. But
is that your only album out, and you're coming out with another one? Or?
I've got more than enough songs for plenty of albums, and my whole thing right now is that we want to kind of wait and see if we can get someone to help us financially for the next thing, because paying it out of your own pocket is just not that much fun.
Yeah.
And that it's mainly because if someone else can help us, then we can put more time into it and work with better people with better equipment and make a better product. And so that's the main reason that we would like to hold out for that. But if it takes too long, then yeah, I've got a lot of stuff that I'd like to put out, so we might just start working on it regardless and hope that the next thing gets people to financially help. But
yeah, definitely. So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I don't know, it's a hard question. I mean, I guess I could only say where I would like to see myself, and in a perfect world, I would say that I would be with ViliFi doing band things in shows that aren't in Brevard County, not at a restaurant playing covers, and even I got realistic expectations. Even if it's just playing in different clubs throughout the states or in different countries or whatever, even if it's not necessarily super high scale but better than this, then
yeah,
I'd be fine with that, as long as I feel like there's something working towards something. Right now it kind of feels like we're just going in a little circle in Brevard County, and we're working on that. We're setting up a tour for July 20th or 21st, sometime around there, to go out, and we're still working on the details for it. But so that's
so
kind
you
of
definitely want to go on tour.
Yeah, well, we can't do anything around here.
Yeah, so. Well, thank you. That was very awesome.